Well, hello, everyone. Welcome to Therapeutic Yoga class today. We're going to do a fun one. So we're going to take our entire class to focus on the core. So I thought the way that we would begin class is just a very brief introduction to what really the core is. So a lot of individuals, when they say their core is weak, usually what they're alluding to is that they've got a weak abdominal section, either because of abdominal surgeries, poor posture, too much sitting, inactivity. The list goes on and on and on. But what I want all of you guys to understand today is that the core is way more than your abdominals. So I'm going to list it off for you to begin, just so that you can wrap your head around how much more than abdominals your core actually is. So your core begins in your neck. You've got muscles that are stabilizers in the front of your neck, and even your vocal folds. As you're talking, you're working your core, right? As we move down, we've got a diaphragm in the center of our trunk, which means it's the major interconnecting muscle between our rib cage and our lumbar spine and pelvis. So it's a big component of the core. If you keep going down to the very bottom of your pelvis, you've got a pelvic floor, and your pelvic floor is part of your core. Then, if we kind of look around the trunk, those are the traditional muscles that people think about when they think core, but often people get stuck in the front. So obviously, you've got lots of abdominal muscles, in fact, 4 of them, of which 3 of them are part of your core, sort of. So your deep transverse abdominis muscle, the lowest abdominal muscle, the muscle that when it's really weak and it's really overstretched, you get your belly pooch. That's part of your core. Your deep oblique muscles, the ones that are nice and close to your guts and connect your rib cage to your pelvis, they're part of your core. And you've got slips of the hip flexors, meaning little tiny components of the hip flexors, and slips are little tiny components of your side back muscles that are all part of your core. That all happens in the front of your body. That big 6-pack muscle that people talk about, your rectus abdominis, it's not part of your core. And when we look at our outer oblique muscles, the ones that sit right next to our skin on the side of our body, they're actually not part of your core. They're part of your abdominals, but they don't necessarily help you keep your spine stable and protect you from injury. The final couple pieces of your core that most of us don't even realize we have is our back muscles, the deepest, tiniest back muscles. You guys, they're less than 1/2 inch or an inch in size. They're part of your core. But those big, gigantic back muscles that move us into extension, they're not part of your core. So that's a lot of muscles that are part of your core. And one up, you even have a structure in your body that isn't muscular. That's part of your core. And that's something called your fascia. Fascia is what interconnects muscles together, ligaments together, tendons together. And you've got a big one on the backside of your body that is a major component of your core. So that's what we're going to work today. So what you need for class is something a little bit different than I usually use for class, and that's a wall. So if you could please position your yoga mat on the floor so that you've got a chair. We're going to be using our chair for support. Some planks are in our future today. So have yourself sitting in a chair somewhere near or on your yoga mat, but have yourself set up somewhere near a wall because that's what you're going to need today. Okay, have a seat in your chair. Have it so that half of your body or your half of your leg bone is on, your entire pelvis is on the chair. Feet are somewhere around hip distance apart. And once you've got yourself in that position, just place your hands onto your thighs. Allow yourself to relax your shoulder blades back and down, lengthen your neck, settle your chin, and rest your tongue on the roof of your mouth for a second. All right, so we're going to start with 2 of the most important components relative to breathing and your core. And those are your vocal folds, the very top of your core, and your diaphragm. So get yourself in a nice, good, tall position. Now, once you get into that tall position, we need to make sure that we're using our legs today so that those hip flexors have something to stabilize to. So as you're sitting nice and tall, if you can easily pick your legs up, okay, you don't have a full use of your base of support. So stay sitting nice and tall, but take your pelvis, your low back, your rib cage, everything together, and from your hips, just hinge yourself slightly forward. I'm talking a half an inch forward, enough forward that now you can't actually pick your leg up. That's how much forward you need to be. You'll feel like you're leaning a little forward, but we just want to really make sure that we engage these legs to do this diaphragmatic breathing exercise today. All right. So we're going to work with Ujjayi breath. It's a type of yoga breathing where you hear your breath. It also is often times called ocean breath. But begin with imagining that you've got a gigantic mirror in front of your face. Take a nice deep inhale into your nose. And then with your exhale, open your mouth and steam up that mirror and make the loudest sound that you can. As you're making that sound, you're starting to get those vocal folds engaged. All right, so now here's what I want you to do. See if you can make that same sound without allowing yourself to keep your mouth open. So breathe out through your nose. Let's give it a try. Nice deep inhale in and out. Do you got it? All right, now that you've done that, see if you can keep that ocean breath, that sound going, and allow yourself to inhale as your belly goes out, exhale as your belly comes in. Let's give it a try. Nice deep inhale in. Now exhale out. Can you give it to me one more time? Nice deep inhale in. And exhale out. You got it, guys. All right. So we've already worked two components of our core, and all we've done up to this point is breathe. All right. So I want to make sure that we have exercises that we're doing today that anybody could do. Obviously, we're going to be doing some difficult class exercises at the end, but let's begin with what I think are really some of the simplest core exercises you can do. Bracing, where you're connecting the lower half of your body to the upper half of your body. So do me this. Take your right hand, place your right hand onto your right thigh, relax your right shoulder back and down. Now, in this position, lean enough forward that you feel weight into that right hand. Now, just begin to attempt to push your leg up as you push your hand down. You'll feel your lower abdominals engage. Keep pushing down with your hand. Keep attempting to lift up with your leg. Push and pull all at the same time. Now, can you take that diaphragmatic breath in? Can you make that sound? Exhaling out. One more time. Nice deep inhale in. And exhaling out. And relax the right hand, relax the right leg. Let's try it on the left side. Left hand, lean into the left leg. So you're taking that body weight and stacking it down and over that pelvis and that leg. Then push the hand a little bit more into that leg. Try to lift that leg up into that hand. You'll feel your lower abdominals, hip flexors, QL, everything engage. Push, pull, all at the same time. Let's do that breath. Nice deep inhale in, belly out. And exhale out. One more time. Nice deep inhale in. And exhale out. You got it. All right. So now let's try it with both hands together. So place the hands onto the thighs. Allow yourself to feel that your rib cage is forward on top of that rib cage and a little bit onto your legs. Relax shoulder blades back and down. Lengthen your neck. Settle your chin. Lengthen your neck as said, and settle in chin, and look like forward about 3 feet in front of you. So you know you've got that neck alignment. All right, now start to push the hands into the legs. Can you attempt to lift the legs up? I know you can't, but attempt it. As you get that connection between the arms and the legs, allow yourself to take that deep inhale into the belly, make that sound, and exhale out. One more time, nice deep inhale in, and exhale out. You've got it. Release the tension in your hands, release the tension in your legs. Bring yourself back up so that you're sitting on top of the pelvis, no weight on the legs now. All right, so we've already done several things in sitting that you can do. We're going to do a quick opening up through our spine, not necessarily a core exercise, before we get up into standing. So allow yourself to keep your hands on your thighs. Let's go through 3 modifications of cat-cow here. So take an inhale, roll the belly forward, lift that tailbone up, shoulder blades back and down, lengthen that neck up, gaze up to the ceiling. And then as you exhale, pull that abdomen in, tuck that tailbone under, curl that rib cage under, spread those shoulder blades, chin to chest, gaze into the belly button. 2 more times for me. Inhale, roll forward, lift that chest, tailbone up, lengthen the neck, gazing up. And exhaling, curling under, curl that rib cage, tailbone, chin to chest, belly inward. Last time, inhaling, rolling everything forward, lengthening through your neck and looking up. And then as you exhale, curling everything under, tucking that tailbone, chin to chest, get it all the way in there. You got it. Slowly come back up into a seated position. Time for us to get up into standing. So allow yourself to cross your hands. Nice, good. Shift into a stand here. Allow yourself to take an inhale, shift all of your body weight forward over your knees and toes. Take an exhale and push into your feet and push into your feet and pinch and squeeze through your glutes, and you've made yourself all the way up into standing. All right, now let's get our chair where we're going to need our chair in a few moments. Take it to the side of your yoga mat that's opposite of your wall, so it's not going to be in your way. Now, if you've got a good grippy yoga mat, you're going to place all 4 legs of that chair on that yoga mat, because we're going to be putting full weight of our body onto that chair. If you're not so confident with your yoga mat and your chair, when we're done using the wall, I encourage you to take your chair and place it against the wall. Safety first, right, guys? All right, so bring yourself next to the wall. Have yourself facing the wall. If you're on your yoga mat, good. If you're not, don't worry about that at all. But take your feet and bring your feet hip distance apart. So let's find mountain pose. The key to the core is alignment first. So pick your toes up, shift your weight forward and backward. And as you shift your weight forward and backward, feel the weight go into the balls of your toes and see if you can get that balance between weight in the balls of your toes and weight in your heels. Then relax your toes down. Allow yourself to tighten your knees and then relax your knees so they're nice and soft. Hands onto the pelvis, find a nice good square or straight pelvic alignment. So maybe for you, that means you need to kind of settle your tailbone under. If you have no idea, then allow yourself to tip your tailbone up, tuck your tailbone under a few times, and find for you, where does it feel like your pelvis is the most level? As you did that, check in that your knees didn't lock out and all the weight didn't go back into your heels. All right, take your hands, place your hands to the center of your heart. Take a nice deep inhale, lift your arms up overhead, reach the palms to the ceiling, and then as you exhale, pull your elbows back and down. Get that alignment of the rib cage and the shoulder girdles all together. Now hold this position with your hands. Can you take an inhale and lift your rib cage up? Can you look down and see your feet? Good. And then as you exhale, relax your belly here. Drop the arms down. Keep the arms nice and down. Lengthen your neck gently. Settle your chin and gaze straight up towards that wall. Now that wall might be pretty boring, and that's okay, but keep yourself right here. Now in this position, here's what I want you to do. Bend your elbows and place your hands up so that they're in front of your shoulders. You're going to fall into the wall. Let me repeat that. Fall into the wall. So don't extend your hands and touch the wall. Allow yourself at your ankles to let yourself fall until your arms catch you. Plank pose, the easiest possible way is using a wall. You want to fall into the wall so that you keep the alignment of your rib cage and your pelvis. As your heels lift, that is a-okay. Let them lift. Now, in this position, once you've fallen into the wall, allow yourself to take a quick look down and make sure that you can still see your toes, so you haven't dropped yourself into some crazy extension. Now that you got yourself there and you can see those toes, here's what I want you to do with your arms. Allow yourself to walk your arms up a little bit. You can drop yourself onto your elbows, a nice, good, stable position to do your plank here. Or if you want, you can even walk your hands further up the wall, whichever works for you. I'm going to stick with my elbows on the wall because it feels good to me. Now, in this position, here's what I need you to do. Lift yourself up onto your toes. Lift those heels nice and high. Tighten your thighs, tighten your kneecaps, tuck your tailbone under, curl your rib a little tiny bit, and then try to pull your hands downward towards your feet. You should feel your core engaging. Keep your neck long, your chin tucked inward. Now, can you take that diaphragmatic breath and make that ocean sound breath all at the same time? Nice deep inhale in. Exhale out. One more time, inhale in and exhale out. All right, so keep gently pulling down with those arms. Let's take it one step further. Can you lift your right knee towards the wall? Can you lower your right foot down? Can you lift your left knee towards the wall? Can you lower your left knee down? Let's see if we can do that 2 times with breath. Take an inhale, lift the right knee up. Exhale, lower the right foot down. Inhale, lift the left knee up. Exhale, lower the left knee down. Are you getting warm yet? Inhale, lift that right knee up. Exhale, lower that right knee down. Keep that spine stable. Inhale, lift that left knee up. Exhale, lower that left foot down. Drop your heels down. Step yourself away from the wall. So it's really that easy to do a plank against the wall. If you're not someone that feels comfortable enough with your body strength to do a plank on a chair, that's where we're going next, or a plank on the floor, we're getting there, then the best place for you to start working on your plank is against the wall. My best advice I can give you relative to doing planks against the wall is to fall into the wall. You want to make your plank harder, step further out from the wall and fall further into the wall. It's as simple as that. Okay, so turn yourself around, find yourself next to your chair. As you get yourself next to your chair, check in that your feet are hip distance. Take your time to get into this new position. Feet are hip distance. Maybe you want to take a moment to lift those toes up and shift the weight front to back. Really find your feet. Find that center of the foot between the ball of the toes and the heels, and then lower the toes down. Maybe go through Tadasana pose all over again, straightening the knees, relaxing the knees, finding that position of the pelvis that's correct for you. Let's try a different way with our rib cage alignment today before we move our arms. So just let your arms rest to the side. Take a deep inhale into your chest, look down at your feet. And then as you exhale, relax here. Now, shrug your shoulders up, turn your hands to the back of the room and settle your shoulder blades down. Just as easy as the way we did it before, just a different way. Relax through the hands, lengthen through the neck, settle through the chin. Nice, good Tadasana pose. Take an inhale, lift your arms up to shoulder height. Then as you exhale, hinge at your hips, bend at your knees, and drop your hands down onto your chair. Now, in this position, have it so that your wrists and elbows are directly underneath your shoulders. Take a little walk back if you need to put your ankles and your knees directly underneath your hips. So finding yourself in a modification of tabletop position, no different than if we were on our hands and knees right now. Now, in this position, you can hold the side of your chair if you like, or you can hold your hands flat onto the chair. Really just a matter of how stiff and tight your wrists are. Have the index fingers forward, have the thumbs nice and wide. Let's go through 3 cat-cows here. So take an inhale, let the belly sink, lift the tailbone, Squeeze between those shoulder blades, lengthen through the front of the neck and gaze up. Do you feel your hamstrings? I hope you do. Exhale, pull that abdomen in, tuck the tailbone under, arch up, spread through the shoulder blades, chin to chest, gaze into the belly button. 2 more times for me. Inhale, sink the belly, lift the tailbone, squeeze those shoulder blades, lengthen that chest and neck up. Exhale, curling under, tuck that abdomen in, tuck that tailbone, curl that rib cage, chin to chest, gaze into the belly button. And one final time. Inhale, sink the belly, lift the tailbone, squeeze the shoulder blades, lengthen the neck, and look all the way up. And finally, exhale, curl that tailbone under, tuck the tailbone, squeeze through the chest as you lift those shoulder blades away from one another, gaze into that belly button. Beautiful. Now come all the way back into your tabletop position. So for you, maybe what that means, you squeeze and lengthen a couple times through your shoulder blades to find the halfway position. And then maybe you tuck and tilt a couple times through your pelvis to find the halfway position. Lengthen your neck, settle your chin, gaze straight down on that chair between your thumbs. All right, so you already have the upper half of your core pose. We just got to get the lower half of the core pose. So keep your abdominals nice and braced. Harden through your abdominals here. And then slowly step back. How far can you step back without letting yourself push your shoulders back? So your shoulders need to stay straight on top of your wrists. Where can you get to? Now, lift through the heels, squeeze through the quads and lift those kneecaps up. Tuck your tailbone under, brace through your abdominals, push through your shoulder blades, lengthen through your neck, settle through your chin, curl that rib cage under a little bit. Make sure you can see your toes. All right, let's see if we can diaphragmatically breath and make that ocean breath. Nice deep inhale in and exhale out. One more time, nice deep inhale in and exhale out. Beautiful. Use the strength of your arms and push yourself all the way back into a modification of downward dog. So as you're pushing yourself back, how straight your legs get, how bent your knees are, completely related to how tight the back of your legs are. But see if you can just push yourself down into a comfortable position. No pain in the shoulders, please. Lengthen your neck, settle your chin, gaze down into your mat. Leave yourself in this little downward dog for a second. Take a nice deep inhale into your belly. And exhaling out. And one more time, nice deep inhale into the belly. And exhaling out. Beautiful. Bring yourself back up onto your hands, step your legs forward, and slowly curl yourself back up into a standing position. All right, so we're going to do one more plank pose in chair modification, but it's going to be a side plank. So I want you to play with this. Let yourself go to where you are today in your journey of your strength of your core. But I want to give you as many options as you possibly could have to work your core at home. So here's what I want you to do. Place your hands back onto your chair. Find yourself in your tabletop position. Once you have yourself in your tabletop position, take a nice deep inhale, lift your right leg up, and as you exhale, step your right leg back. My bad, right leg back. Okay, with your right leg back, your left knee is bent. Now, here's what you're going to do. You're going to drop your right hand down to your chair. Now, in this position, obviously, we could do a nice, good opening pose of yoga, but we're going to focus on trying to get this side plank. So with the hand on the chair, allow yourself to take your right foot now and lay it on its side. Lay the foot on its side. Then turn your body so that your left foot, the knee is stacked on top of the toes, and your right foot is straight and you're using the side of your body. Now, push through your shoulder blades, lift through your hips. Take a nice deep inhale and lift your left arm up into the air. You're in a side plank modification. Maybe you stay right here for our 2 ocean breaths and diaphragmatic breaths. Want to make it harder? Take that left leg, pick it up, and place it straight on top of that right leg. Want to make it even harder? Take that left leg and bring it up in the air. Ready for your breath? Take a deep inhale in. Exhale out. Nice. Deep inhale in. And exhaling out, dropping the left hand down, dropping that left foot down. Once you have your left foot down, allow yourself to turn yourself hands onto the chair, rotate the feet forward, step the right foot forward, and then curl yourself all the way back up. Now, you don't need to move to do your opposite side of your plank, but I'm going to turn my chair so that I'm not facing away from you. Once you've got yourself ready, let's do it all over again. So hands onto the chair. Once you have your hands onto the chair, take a nice deep inhale, lift the left leg up into the air. As you exhale, step that left leg back. So that's your weight-bearing leg for your plank. Once you have yourself in this modification of crescent pose, take your left hand and allow yourself to bend your elbow and place the left hand onto the chair. All right, now left foot. Turn the left foot so that the side of the foot is resting onto your yoga mat. Turn the right foot and then simply turn your body. You're in your side plank. Maybe you stay here today and you just inhale that right arm up and you inhale those hips up in the air. Beautiful side plank. Want to make it harder? Allow yourself to take that right foot and place it on top of the left foot. Want to make it even harder? Allow yourself to take that right leg and bring it up into the air. You ready for those 2 breaths? Nice deep inhale in and exhale out. Make the ocean breath. Nice deep inhale in and exhale out. Drop the right hand down, drop the right foot down, unrotate the body, unrotate the toes. From here, just gently drop your left knee down to the yoga mat, right knee down to the yoga mat. Take that chair and move it out of your way. You are done with the chair. Bring yourself in hands and knees pose. Now, the good news is we've already gone through multiple variations of core exercises using plank pose. The bad news is we've got the hardest to do next. So put yourself in hands and knees. Let's again open up through that spine in case you've got yourself a little bit stiff doing those exercises. Check in that your knees are hip distance apart. Look straight back and have your feet line up with your knees. Hips stack on top of the knees. Walk the hands forward so that the index fingers are forward, thumbs are spread inward, wrists and elbows underneath the shoulders. Let's go through those 3 cat-cows. So take an inhale, sink the belly, lift the tailbone, squeeze the shoulder blades, lengthen the neck and look up. As you exhale, pull that abdomen up and in, tuck that tailbone, spread the shoulder blades, lengthen the neck, chin to chest, gaze in. 2 more. Inhale. And exhale. And 1 more time. Nice deep inhale. And exhale. Now stay in your exhale here. Let's do a nice good stretch through our low back and glutes. So take your angry cat and push yourself all the way back. Have your sit bones come to your heel bones, belly to thigh, chest to knees. Slowly drop your elbows down, bring the crown of the head to the floor. Make sure those toes don't fall together on you. And then take a nice deep inhale here. And exhaling out. And 1 more time. Nice, slow, deep inhale in. And exhaling out. Beautiful. Bring yourself back up onto hands and knees. All right, so we are moving on to plank pose on the floor. So allow yourself to walk your hands forward until you're close to the top of the mat. That way you've got lots of leg room on the back of your mat. Once you've got yourself there, have your wrists and elbows under the shoulders, index fingers are forward, thumbs are inward. And then walk your legs forward until you get to the point that your knees are stacked underneath your hips. Find your tabletop position first, because alignment is key to the core. You want the best strong core. It's all about that alignment. So allow yourself to kind of squeeze and stretch through your shoulder blades. Find that halfway position. Tuck and tilt a little bit through your pelvis. Find that halfway position. Now hold it there. Start to harden and brace through your abdominals. Then when you're ready, right leg. Take an inhale, lift that leg straight out. As you exhale, drop that foot down. So that's the distance of your plank. Don't lengthen your leg way back so that your shoulders are behind your wrists. Have it that your wrists and shoulders are stacked as you lengthen that right leg out. Okay, let's get the left leg to match it. So push into your right toes and lift your left leg up. Now get your alignment. So can you look back and see your toes? Make sure that rib cage is there. Allow yourself to push a little bit with your heels. So you're trying to lift yourself forward onto your wrists. Tighten your knees, tuck your tailbone under, and push with your arms all at the same time. Lengthen your neck, settle your chin. Are you shaking? I hope you are. Take that deep inhale in. And exhale, hear it. One more time, nice deep inhale in. And exhale. Beautiful. Drop the left knee down. Drop the right knee down. Nice deep inhale here. Exhale, sit yourself back into child's pose. So when you're doing plank on the floor, there are really two variations. You can do it on your wrists. We just did it. Or you can do it on your elbows. We're doing it next. So allow yourself to rest down. Doing plank pose on your hands and wrists is easier. So if you really struggled with that one, do not drop yourself down onto your elbows for the second one. So allow yourself to rest here, guys. Take a deep inhale into your belly. And then exhaling out. Let's do one more time. Nice deep inhale into the belly. And exhaling out. You got it. Back to hands and knees. As you get yourself back to hands and knees, get all of your alignment cues first. Now that you have your alignment cues, look where your right wrist is. Drop yourself down onto your right elbow. Look where your left wrist is. Drop yourself down onto your left elbow. Index fingers, place them forward, thumbs spread them inward. In the fitness world, it is a habit to interlace your hands here. You shut off your rotator cuff when you do that. Let's be nice and healthy and keep our shoulders in a good state by having our index fingers forward. All right, now let's do left leg first this time. Take your left leg, inhale, lift it up, and as you exhale, put it out as far as you can without your shoulders coming behind your elbows. All right, take an inhale, lift that right leg up, exhale, holding here. Now, allow yourself to push your heels back a little tiny bit for a moment. Tighten your knees, tuck your tailbone under, drop your hips, but look back and make sure you can see your toes. Push through your shoulder blades, lengthen through your neck, tuck through your chin. Can you pull your elbows towards your toes? You've got it, guys. Can you breathe? Take a deep inhale in. And exhaling out. One more time, nice deep inhale in. And exhaling out. Drop your right knee, drop your left knee, and sit yourself back into child's pose. I promise we're done with planks, but that doesn't mean we're done with side planks. All right, drop yourself down, rest the crown of your head. Let yourself take a nice deep inhale into your belly here. Then exhaling out. And one more time, nice deep inhale into the belly. And exhaling out. Beautiful. Bring yourself back up into hands and knees. Now, I'm going to turn myself around because I'm neurotic enough. I want to do the right side plank before the left side plank, so I need to be facing you, because that's just who I am. Place yourself so that you have hands and knees position. You know where everything goes. Stack the wrists underneath the shoulders, knees underneath the hips. Then take your right hand and place it in the center of your yoga mat. Once you've placed your right hand in the center of your yoga mat, take your left foot and turn your foot 90 degrees and lift your knee up towards your ceiling. So in that position, if you've got your knee stacked on top of your ankle, your shoulder stacked on top of your wrist, you are good to go for this plank pose. So let's see how things go. Take a nice deep inhale. Lift the right leg as you exhale, lengthen that right leg. All right, you're in side plank. Now here's your options. Option number one, allow yourself to open up and lift that left arm up into the air and you stay right here. Option number two, stack the foot on top of the foot. Option number three, lift the leg up nice and high. Take a deep inhale in and exhaling out. One more time. Nice deep inhale in and exhaling out. Drop the left foot, drop the left hand, turn the left knee, drop the right knee, and find yourself back into that child's pose. Just one last side plank and we're done with this core today. So slowly settle yourself down, rest your head on the floor, make sure your toes aren't together, and take a nice deep inhale into the belly and exhaling out. Slow, deep inhale into the belly and exhaling out. Beautiful. Gently bring yourself back up into hands and knees. As you're bringing yourself back into hands and knees, we're going to do the opposite side. So in your hands and knees, take your left hand, place it in the center of your yoga mat. That way you've got your alignment in your yoga mat. Once you've done that with the left hand in the center of your yoga mat, shoulder is stacked on top of the wrist, take the right leg and turn it 90 degrees. Knee stacked on top of the ankle, shoulder stacked on top of the wrist. You get all of that alignment, you know you're going to get your core when you straighten that left leg out. All right, so give it a nice good try. Nice deep inhale, lift that left leg up, exhale, extend it out, and turn your body. So here's your side plank. Maybe you stay right here and you lift that arm up in the air, and that is where you stay today, lifting those hips up. You want to make it harder, take that right foot and stack it on top of the left. You want to make it harder, take that right leg and lift it up into the air. Okay, let's do our 2 breaths. Deep inhale in and exhale. One more time, deep inhale in and exhale. Drop that right leg down, drop that right hand down, rotate that body. Find yourself in child's pose. We are done with core planks. Slowly rest your head down. Take a nice deep inhale into your belly. And exhaling out. One more time. Nice deep inhale into your belly. And exhaling out. Then just gently push yourself up into hands and knees. Turn yourself over to your left or right side. And roll yourself onto your back. Yeah. As you rest yourself onto your back, find the position that your pelvis feels neutral. Shoulder blades, roll them underneath you. Lengthen your neck, settle your chin. Once you have all of that done, take your right knee to your chest, hands around the shin bone. Nice deep inhale into the belly, and as you exhale, pull that knee into your chest. Slow, deep inhale into the belly. And exhale, knee to chest. Beautiful. Take one more deep inhale into the belly. And exhaling out. Gently dropping the right foot down onto the floor, taking the left knee to the chest, hands around that shin bone. Nice deep inhale into the belly. And exhaling out. Slow, deep inhale in. And exhaling out. Deep inhale into the belly. Slow yourself down. And exhaling out. Gently lowering the left foot to the floor. Once the left foot is to the floor, straightening the left leg, placing the right foot onto the left thigh, left hand, reach for the right knee, right hand out to the side of the body. Take a nice deep inhale, and as you exhale, pull that knee to the left. Allow yourself to lift the hip, pelvis, low back, rib cage. Right shoulder blade stays on the mat. Lengthen your neck, settle your chin, turn your gaze to the right. Take a deep inhale into your belly here. And exhaling out. Nice, slow, deep inhale into the belly. And exhaling out. Gently bringing your head back to the center, starting to derotate rib cage, low back, pelvis, hip. Placing the right foot on the floor, sliding the left leg up, sliding the right leg down, left foot onto the right thigh, right hand to the left knee, left hand out to the side of the body. Take a deep inhale here. Then on the exhale, pulling that knee to the right, lifting the pelvis, the low back, the rib cage, shoulder blade stays down. Lengthen your neck, settle your chin. Turn your gaze to the left. Allow yourself to take a nice deep inhale into the belly here. And exhaling out. Nice deep inhale into the belly. And exhaling out. Slowly bringing your head back to the center, derotating that rib cage, that low back, that pelvis, that hip. Placing the left foot on the floor, sliding the right leg up, bringing one knee at a time to your chest. Nice, good hug. Take a deep inhale in, and as you exhale, pull your knees into your chest. Lengthen your neck, settle your chin. Take a deep inhale into your belly. And exhaling out. Nice deep inhale into the belly. And exhaling out. Dropping one foot to the floor at a time, and then when you're ready, slowly allowing yourself, abdominals still engaged, to lower your heels down to the corners of your mat. Relax your shoulders underneath you, rest your arms out beside you. Lengthen the neck, settle the chin, close your eyes, place your tongue to the roof of the mouth. Lots of energy used today, lots of focus today. Depending where you're at, maybe today's class was much faster, maybe it was much longer. It's just a matter of your mindset. Allow yourself to rest still just for a few seconds here. Maybe go back to that diaphragmatic breath one last time. Maybe take that nice, slow, deep inhale into your belly. And exhale out. And slow, deep inhale in. And exhale out. And then when you're ready, start to wiggle your fingers and your toes and do some circles with those wrists and those ankles. And then start to slide your legs up at your time, bend your elbows at your time, and then gently roll yourself to your left or your right side. Resting there. Allowing your body just to recalibrate in this side position. And when you feel like you're ready, using your bottom elbow and your top hand, pushing yourself up into a seated position. Gently finding yourself in an easy pose, crisscross applesauce, tailor sitting, whatever you want to call it. Hands to your heart, smiles on our faces. Take a nice deep inhale into your belly. And exhaling out. Namaste. The highest in me salutes the highest in you. Thank you for joining me today.